Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hi. Hi. Oh, so great to see you all.
Mhm.
Yay. Cool. Some people still trickling in. Oh, it's so good to see you. Hi, everyone. Meta, Lori, Marley, Daryl, Trajan. Hey. All right. I think we're good to go whenever you'd like there, Tiffany.
Cool. All right. It's so good to see everybody here, the familiar faces and the new ones. Welcome. What day is it right now? The 17th of January, 2025. Hmm. We have just about another week or a little more of this, the tale of this dragon year that we've been living um, since early last February. And I'm just really thrilled to have the vehicle of this course with you to make the transition into the new year of the yin wood snake that's coming up. And we'll really notice a shift as we move through time here. Um, so yeah, how was the dragon year for everyone?
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, lots of energy, a big ride that we weren't really necessarily controlling. Happy to be leaving 2024, says Leyland. Is that the way I say it right? Leyland?
Lylon.
Lylon, thank you. Hmm. Um, just a quick introduction to anyone new is just to say I'm Tiffany Fyans. I live in Nevada City. I have been studying and enjoying the whole the Taoist system since my early 20s. And it's been a real blessing to have it be a sort of guiding principle in my life that I could keep coming back to for all these years. I'm in the middle of my second Saturn return right now. And in my like progressed new moon, dark moon period that's going to last a couple few years here. So I'm really in a personal space of like reorienting and really listening and to what to what is my next flow in life. A lot of letting go and a lot of feeling like new sprouts coming up. So, of course, we're all in different phases of our lives and in different sections of the rhythms that we go through in a lifetime. But we're also sharing this time on this planet together right now, which is quite a time to be here. And I'm glad to be sharing it with people who are interested in coming to this class. Today, we're going to be working with the earth element, the earth phase of a 5 element cycle. A lot of times when we're starting the 5 element cycle, we'll start with water, since water's the source that feeds everything. I really wanted to start with earth because it's the middle. And give us a chance to really arrive in the middle of our own circumstances, where we can absorb what's here for us, we can digest where everything that's like that needs digesting, where we're at, and then we can relax together today and open up to receive ourselves. Yeah. And we'll explore some of the anatomy of the earth element, some self-care, self-touch related to the earth element. We'll go in about 3 different sections through our time together today. We'll have a little exploration at the beginning, and then we'll break into breakout rooms and share with each other. And then we'll go into another exploration and self-care. And I think we'll end up doing that a couple times. And then at the end, we will find ourselves an hour and a half from now. So let's all just take a moment and breathe with each other right now. And just feel your body. Just feel your whole body where you're at. If you're sitting or standing or laying down. And feel yourself arriving in your body. Feel your feet. And feel your pelvic floor, and your sit bones. Notice your back body, your shoulder blades, the area below your shoulder blades, leading down to your sacrum. And see how much relaxing and support you can feel in that back body. And feel your jaw relaxing. And the top of your head opening. And we have inside us a channel, the central channel. It goes in from the head, it goes all the way through, comes out the perineum at the base of the body. And that central channel can kind of get filled up with the inserts, I guess, from the outer world. It's nice sometimes to sit and breathe into the central channel and just let it remember that signature frequency that is ourself. And to release any tension around that in the body. Just feeling anywhere that there's pressure coming in, that's encroaching on the central channel. And let your own self-healing ability and capacity move and breathe you in such a way that you're freeing up the flow in the central channel. And are able to absorb the energy from the universe, from the earth, and from all the living things, all the plants, all the animals, everything that's breathing or living around you. Such a simple practice. You can do anywhere from, 9 to 27 breaths or longer, but it doesn't have to be really long to have a really positive influence from this practice, from this investment in your own well-being. The earth element can keep doing this practice of being in and with your central channel and breathing into it and absorbing and clearing any pressures on it while I just talk a little bit about some qualities that the earth phase brings. So I think of the earth in a way, it's a buffet that's laid out for us. And in return, we are a buffet that's laid out for our own plot of earth. And there's an exchange happening, there's a relationship there. And so we can give ourselves to the earth where we are being supported right now and at any time. And let her kind of have her way with us. Let her reach into us and start to take and consume from us what is too heavy for our own bodies and systems to be holding on to any longer. So we can lay out that buffet of us for the earth and then have more space to receive from the earth force and the incredible, exquisite intelligence of the earth force to just feed us exactly what we need in those places. And so we kind of open ourselves to be naked before our own earth, in our earth relationship. There's a practice called sunning that's on the Nei Tsang Institute website that includes the earth element, the earth qigong, the earth relationship, earth breathing qigong. Some might be familiar with it, and if you're not, it's a great place to go for a beautiful daily practice. We breathe into and sink into the earth, feeling the heaviness, the substance, the substantial quality of the weight of our body, relaxing, being more heavy as we breathe into the earth. And as we become familiar with that breathing in and sinking, we can start to use the exhale as a way to even further reinforce that relationship, like reaching out to the earth with the exhale, pressing. So as your central channel is opening, being breathed and being cleared out to make more room for you and give you more standing in yourself, there's also a breathing in and sinking, and a breathing out and pressing that can be done if you want. If it's too much of a three-ring circus, just stay simple and let it happen on its own, because it's already happening anyway. Pouring yourself down and noticing that as much as we pour ourselves down, we're still here, even more clear. And so as we tune into the actual earth force, which is also embodied inside of us, we can start to feel that sense of relaxing. It's like an active relaxing, not as opposed to a collapsing kind of situation. We're relaxing into the support and holding that's there for us. And the sense of opening, that the support gives a sense of safety and belonging. And so there can be an opening, like the petals of a flower, or an opening for our breath. An opening to receive more joy, more nutrition. And digesting. The actual action of digestion, which is a transformative process. It takes something and breaks it down, and it becomes something else or many other things. And some of those things that are the products of digestion are waste. And some are nutrients or soul food to feed us on our journey in our bodies, in our souls and spirits. Yeah, thank you. As I sit and tune into the earth force, I find often my body wants to rock a little bit. There's a little like rhythm that starts to come through, when we're teaching people to do Qigong or Nei Tsang on others, we employ the concept of the rhythm of your own qi. And the rhythm of my qi is going to be different from the rhythm of your qi. We can tune into each other's natural rhythms and our own. Right now, our own, since we're doing self-help, self-care. Where we're just releasing that which has had its day. And opening to what's new, what's fresh, what's alive, and what's feeding us now. We scan our body and notice any of what could be called anxiety. It can feel like energy pushing us up away from this earth relationship. And sometimes very powerfully. So it can be like little bubbles coming up, and sometimes powerful, winds or even insertions coming in to kind of lift us away from our earth, from our ground. And how do we keep settling back down? And returning and re-embracing that relationship as the source, the parent platform of our evolution, Yeah. other rhythms that the earth presents us. You can think of many, I'm sure. They all have a massive effect on our well-being. Rhythms of dark and light. Mm. The rhythm of each breath. The rhythm of our heartbeat. The rhythm of the year and the moon cycles. And these rhythms are kind of what, in my understanding, are what is one of the main differences between this red road of living that we're on and anyone on the blue road who's no longer living don't have these rhythms. And that can be, I'm sure, I haven't had a near-death experience myself, but my understanding is like it can be disorienting to not have rhythms. Yeah. How are you doing? So rhythms bring us to the concept of orientation. One of the main important, crucial factors for our capacity to do anything. Yeah. Think of like a child who falls, has an accident, and doesn't cry for a while till they figure out where they are, where their mom is, what's going on. And once they're oriented, then they can deal with the feeling inside and release. When we're not oriented, we can't really proceed. And it's possible that inside of us, there's parts, self parts that are disoriented from different experiences or messages that we've encountered. So orientation maybe comes first, is associated with this earth element. Where am I right now? What are my current circumstances? Gilles talks so much about not being in fantasy, but being with what's real. Where am I? What are my actual circumstances right now? What's my situation? Who's around me? What time is it? Where is the sun in the course of the day? Or where are we in the night right now? You know? And where's the North Star in relationship to where I am right now? It never changes, right? The North Star is always in the same place, whether it's day or night or whatever season we're in. So that's a great place to orient. Just like the earth itself with gravity, that message of gravity that's constantly playing upon us to help allow us to come home. So now I think we'll do our first breakout room where I invite you to share with each other a little bit about your orientation right now, about where you are, what circumstances you're in. You're welcome to keep it as, kind of basic or as intimate as you are comfortable with. But we have these 4 directions around us. We have heaven and earth. We have a time zone that we're in and a place that we're in. And maybe you know where south and north are for you right now. Maybe where you are in your life cycle. So let's just reflect each other and do some co-regulating around orientation and then come back and we'll do another exploration. Thank you. You'll respond to each other. Everyone will take a certain amount of time and then respond. Sorry for not giving better directions. David, can you write that down? Like maybe everyone takes about 2 minutes or something, and then,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I'll send that out, and I'm going to pause the recording.
Okay.
Hi, cute Tiffany.
Who's that? Oh my.
Oh, and David, you're cute too.
Oh, shucks. Right back at you. Welcome back to the main room, everyone. For people on the recording, instead of the breakout room, feel free to pause the recording and do a self check-in and even maybe share with yourself out loud how you're doing. That's
Yeah.
always fun.
Yeah. I used to, when I was studying with Master Chia in the early 90s, I would use my tape recorder with a cassette tape because I realized I couldn't like read a book and then do a meditation while I was reading. So I'd record myself reading the directions and then listen. And it's weird to listen to your own voice, So it was sort of an act of self-love to try and tolerate that and learn from myself, from my own voice. But it was great in the end. Well, thanks for doing the breakout rooms. I hope that was fun. I imagine y'all meeting each other and like being able to share with people of like mind right now who are interested in the same things that you are, and then helping even to orient our community around these inquiries. And now we're going to go into more of the anatomy of the associative earth organs and do some self work with our hands on our own bodies. Yeah. So in this way, we're orienting to our bodies and to our stomach, our spleen, our pancreas, the muscles and like flesh of the body are also associated with the earth element. And if we think about what the spleen is, it is one of the main components of the lymphatic system. And so I hold the whole lymph system as one of the earth organs, in a sense, and like to suffuse it with golden light as such. So the earth loves this golden light that opens and radiates and warms and makes us relax and be comfortable. And as our earth gets more healthy, we can get more comfortable. And there's also the concept of creating more earth for ourselves, more standing, more rooms, more garden space, more, place to express ourselves here. And if we have too much, it can be overwhelming potentially, and it can be hard to take care of. We have to share the earth, but like to have enough for ourselves. So if we feel cramped, tight, like we don't have enough earth, or we're like kind of tentatively, walking, not sure if we're going to be supported, how can we start to create more earth for ourselves so we can be more comfortable, relax more, be more open, take up a little more space? And I think that starts inside with our earth relationship, what we just did, and now as we're approaching these organs. So there's kind of a lot to get through here. And I'm actually realizing I might not end up doing 2 breakout rooms today, because I really want to take us through these organs. So we'll see what happens. One little point before we start, I just wanted to point out the rhythms of eating to have best digestion. So we have like 3 periods during the day that we actually have like digestive enzymes that are very available. And those periods are between 7 and 9, 12 and 2, and 5 and 7. And it can be very healing to limit our eating into those 3 windows when the digestive fires are the strongest. Of course, it's a very personal matter of managing your blood sugar and so on. But that's when we have these digestive enzymes that are really actively ready to digest. And the rest of the time, we're doing a metabolic process of the enzymes that are most available are breaking things down, scavenging for things in the body that don't belong there, and eating outside of those hours can also interfere with those other bodily processes. We can get away with all kinds of things, but even for, a week or a couple of days or a moon cycle, to explore honoring these rhythms might have some really beautiful results. And then the time in between where you're drinking water and we're working with our electrolytes and maybe probiotics kind of things. Yeah. So that we can really hydrate the cells. Many of us are chronically dehydrated, and this affects the lymph massively. And the lymph is our immune system. It is not separate from the immune system, and the immune system is not separate from our lymphatic system. It's the lymph system that has the B cells and the T cells. And those B cells that are flowing through the lymph system, where it's liquefied enough to allow that to happen, are scavenging for anything in the body that doesn't belong there and literally encompassing it, encapsulating it, and then just digesting it. So our lymph system is digesting. So we love our B cells, and our B cells communicating with our T cells, which are another line of defense that are also in the lymph, but aren't necessarily moving around in the same way. But they're communicating with each other constantly. And so leaving room for all of that to happen, being hydrated enough for this to happen in a good way is a gift that we give ourselves and our bodies on the earth as we're alive. Yeah. Okay, so the lymph portals are here under the collarbones. That's the main opening between how the lymph releases. Into the blood, I believe. Actually, right now I'm not 100% clear because the lymph is so amazing and mysterious. It's like, how does it actually work that it comes from the blood and then it like goes back into the blood? It is a one-way river. It's going one direction through the body. And like taking care of our lymph is basically doing river rehabilitation within our own ecology. You can use a tool like a gua sha tool. Can you see that? I have an abalone gua sha tool I got from a beautiful woman in Ukiah, Beja. But I have wood gua sha tools, and you may have your classic jade or carnelian gua sha tools. I've found beautiful tools on the beach in Crete that you can use, or you can just use your fingers. Natural gua sha tool, a spoon. But basically what we're looking for in this area under the collarbone is areas of tenderness and pain. And we only want to work with ourselves to, the productive pain level. We're not trying to, hurt ourselves into healing. But that pain is a message that there's something there that needs help. So those places of tenderness are calling us to touch ourselves. Yeah. And if you feel like a little bit of a washboardy feeling there, or little nodules under your collarbone, then those are some lymph glands that are a little dry, a little drier. I see Metta opening her arms, and that's a wonderful way to also release the lymph. To just open the armpits and open the arms and shoulders, to open and release the lymph here. How does that feel up here around the lymph? I mean, the lymph is all throughout the body, but here's its main kind of headwaters right here. So releasing this allows the rest of the body, as we work on the organs, they'll have a place to release. They'll be more supported in their own healing process.
So, Tiffany,
Yeah.
to me, it was also to kind of loosen the muscle a little bit so that I can actually feel the limbs, because I find I can get really tense in that area.
Thank you. That's beautiful. Yeah. And then most breast cancers happen up here in the upper outer quadrant of the breasts. And working the lymph can also be on both men and women, coming down above in that upper quadrant of the breast tissue, because men also can get breast cancer in that tissue. It's called the same thing. So our lymph release here up in the collarbone area can come down towards the armpit. And again, noticing any washboardy type feelings there, any pain, and just smiling in, sending gold light into those areas. And noticing as you work it, that it starts to feel better. Muscle tension can compress the lymph. Yeah. Yeah. It can serve as like a pressure gradient that compresses the lymph and makes it easier for it to dehydrate, you know, and harder for it to move. So this is the first part of our self-care today, the physical self-care. Is there anyone who's uncomfortable touching the collarbone area? If it feels strange, maybe you can just rub your hands warm and just touch yourself, crossing your hands up here under the collarbones. And breathe there. Yeah. I'm gonna close my curtains so that this light's not blinding. Thank you. So we're gonna send smiling light into the lymph system. My hands are under my collarbones, connecting to those portals. Then we're going to scan below and smile down into the stomach. The stomach is mostly under the left side of the rib cage. And we can bring our hands down and put our hands on the stomach area. And because the earth element likes rhythm, I like to rock on my sit bones while I'm holding my stomach in a way that feels natural and that's reflecting the rhythm of my own chi. So smiling down into the stomach. And smiling golden light into the surface and the lining of the stomach. Breathing all around the stomach equally to help clear any asymmetrical pressures that might be coming towards this organ of centering. It's the kidneys that grab and draw the breath into the body. So you might just connect with your back and your kidneys for a moment and feel their power of pulling your breath down, to have the breath be, I guess I want to use the word authentic, not forced, sort of from above, but being drawn from that back bottom part of the rib cage, which helps clear the pressure gradients from behind the stomach. Breathing into your back is a beautiful way to support your digestion, to bring chi into the posterior abdominal wall and the back of the peritoneum, where so many of the digestive organs are anchoring. Let yourself breathe as deeply as you're comfortable, and maybe exhaling out the mouth if that feels right for you, as a way to have a safety valve for the pressures that are shifting with your self-work. The stomach can get pulled up into the chest when we're surprised or anxious. So now we're going to help it to relax down a little bit. So our holding of our stomach will now have a little bit of a downward draw at the solar plexus. And that can be a gentle caress, in a really gentle kind of pumping downward, like you're milking from the top of the solar plexus to the bottom to release pressure and help the fibers of the ligaments there allow the stomach to settle down. This is done with respect and gentleness and love. Just touching yourself inside your stomach and seeing what you need there. And if this is right for you. Connecting with the solar plexus towards the left. Letting your body move as your hand is connecting with the stomach to give your hand and your breath more capacity to surround and nourish the stomach. Softening the area right under the left side of the rib cage, from the solar plexus gently towards the more outside part of the ribs, just gently and slowly making little circles. To make the stomach more comfortable. There's no fixing or judgment or punishing of the stomach for being oriented the way it is in the moment, but we're coming and connecting to give it some assistance. And then we can put our right hand under the left rib cage, holding the stomach and all the work we've just done, and bring the left hand towards the back and just sandwich the stomach and the spleen between our two hands. Gathering your chi there. Allowing a relaxation, a centering, and feeling the breath in both of your hands. And just letting yourself become aware if there's any kind of residual nausea. Anywhere in that region. Or any anxiety there. Filling and suffusing the area between your hands with the beautiful golden light. Even using your inner eye to look down. Gently smiling down. Feeling the muscles in the body also relaxing. Noticing places that are more difficult to relax and just having compassion for those areas, you in those areas, giving permission to relax and settle in. Just getting comfortable in your body. Making any adjustments you need to. Feeling the mouth and the sense of taste. Mouth like open and full. Not your lips open necessarily, but inside the mouth, with the tissue of the mouth open. Sense of taste. What you have a taste for in life. What settles you. Allowing any movements or sounds. Might help open and relax even more. Getting that sense of the sweet, loamy earth. When you're looking for the best picnic spot to put your blanket down and you clear all the sticks and leaves and find a really comfortable place to put the picnic blanket down or lay down, or how a dog will just sort of scrape off or dig off the top layers of the earth to the sweet loamy part of the earth and then just lay down and be like, oh, it's finding that sense inside. Ah, I'm home. Notice there's a feeling of kind of baking happening, like, or ripening between your hands, like a coherent sense of place there. The left lobe of the liver is sort of present between the spleen and the stomach inside, deep inside the body. So it's kind of interesting. We can really settle and calm into these earth organs. And let all the other aspects of the body also just start to find themselves where they belong, how to function. This is our center. This is our base point of flow through that all the other phases return to transform one into the other. And we can take our hands and let them move so that the right hand is on the navel and the left hand is on the area behind the navel. And if you want to switch hands for your shoulder's sake or anything, then you can and do that. So now we're going to hold the navel and the part of the spine opposite the navel. We call the Ming Men, or the door of life. This is our center. So allowing our palms, again, to fill with golden light here. Arriving, breathing equally, back and front. Letting the back open into the hand on the back. It gets easier and easier as you practice that. The diaphragmatic muscle bellies that open the back part of the rib cage and feed the Ming Men will get stronger. And the part of your brain that is devoted to those muscles will get bigger and get more neurons. And it's worthwhile investment to breathe into your back. And you'll notice that this channel or this kind of ball between your hands is intersecting with the central channel that we explored earlier. There's like a point right there in the middle that we can breathe into, the central channel between the navel and the Ming Men. Ah, making more space to arrive inside so that you can gather and receive equally from all sides around you. And also so that you can emanate yourself, your own rhythm, your own frequency into the space around you and condition it. Condition it for your life purpose. Make it more comfortable. Absorbing into the center. Collecting into the center. And then emanating from the center. And looking around at all of the space around you, sort of internally and even in the external world, to see what can make it more comfortable. How can it be more supportive and more reflective for this earth sense, the sense of self? Yeah. And you can just gather yourself there. And then you can bring your hands down to below the navel at the lap, where the legs connect to the lower body. That's another lymph area that helps connect, the lower body, the legs, just releasing those a little bit. And I think we do have time to do maybe a little bit shorter share where everyone has about like 1 minute to just, go into what that was like for you. I don't know how many words, 1 minute, but you could just sit and let yourself be heard, be reflected back, and have a chance to express and emanate yourself in your group. Does that sound okay? Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for doing this practice with me today. And I hope you can carry it through the week. And we'll come back, we'll have time to come back after the share and just do a little close as a group. Thank you. Mhm.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you. Okay. Well, again, thank you so much for being here today. It was a pleasure to drop in with you into this time and space coordinate that we're all sharing. And those who are watching this recorded, we're happy you're here too. And maybe it's going to be a plan to keep exploring and meeting with our own earth element organs and where we are in space and connecting with gravity, becoming more intimate with the earth that we are a part of here that's holding us. Yeah. That's really been with us for our whole lives and carries our entire life story. So when we open up and become that buffet for this part of the earth that we're sitting on, and she opens up, she knows everything. She has the whole entire story and knows exactly what we need, because every place that we put our foot down, every place we sit down, that we have that relationship with gravity that's following us wherever we are. And it's just a matter now of like letting ourselves make that connection every time the bubbles of anxiety or nausea or like the things that are pushing us or any insertions that are coming in, to just, it's like that's normal. That's what happens. And we just keep reconnecting back to that relationship as the nourishing, centering, reflecting, relaxing, opening place where we can digest what we're going through, where we can digest our life experiences, our impressions, and then through that digestion, release the waste and find what's nourishing to us, what's new and fresh, and absorb that. Bring that deep inside of ourselves to nourish the core of our being, and then be able to emanate that out to affect the part of the earth that we are responsible for in ourselves, and to condition that space for our well-being, and to be part of the contagion of healing that we've all joined. Yay. Well, feel free to write in or give any feedback or any of your experiences. I always love hearing from the people in the classes when we're doing these over the Chinese New Year period of time that seems to be the pattern these years. Yeah, and we'll come back next time and we will move into what Earth feeds in the next phase. So much love, blessings.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Tiffany.
much, Tiffany.
The experience and the sharing was wonderful.
Yes, yes. Truly wonderful. Thank you all.
Self-care, what a concept.
Not just the concept anymore.
Thank you, David.
Thank
Very
you, guys.
welcome. Thanks, everybody. Great to see you.
Thanks, all. Bye-bye.
And next week.